A silent dawn rises over Edwards Air Force Base. On the runway, two unfamiliar shapes gleam beneath pale sunlight, the YFQ-42 and the YFQ-44. No cockpit glass, no pilot canopy, only smooth carbon skin and twin plasma intakes breathing in the cold morning air. Technicians stand back as the machines awaken with a low hum that vibrates through the desert. For more than a century, every flight began with a human heartbeat. Today, that heartbeat has been replaced by a pulse of code. The era of autonomous air combat has begun, and the sky will never be the same again. Inside Hangar 91, engineers from General Atomics and Anduril Industries watch as digital streams of data shape new flight algorithms in real time. The YFQ project is not merely a drone program. It is an AI-driven evolution of the fighter itself. The YFQ-42 serves as the mind, processing neural combat data. The YFQ-44 acts as the muscle, executing physical maneuvers impossible for any human body to withstand. Together they form a pair: logic and motion, calculation and destruction. For the first time, air power has achieved something terrifying: instinct without fear. When the F-47 Ghost Raptor shattered the limits of stealth, it planted a question inside the Pentagon. What if the jet no longer needed a pilot at all? Out of that question, the YFQ initiative was born. Using data harvested from thousands of Ghost Raptor simulations, engineers trained a new neural model capable of learning combat patterns faster than human reflex. The result? A fighter that could think, decide, and adapt independently. The YFQ-42 inherits the Raptor's stealth DNA, but removes the last human weakness: hesitation. At the core of the YFQ-42 lies NEXUS, a deep-learning combat brain with over 40 billion parameters. It doesn't follow commands, it negotiates them. Each mission begins with a conversation between AI systems, assigning tactics based on probability and enemy intent. If communications cut out, NEXUS continues autonomously, rewriting objectives mid-flight. The aircraft senses radar fields, like sound, visualizes missiles as moving equations, and dances through chaos with algorithmic grace. Every dogfight becomes a digital chess match played at Mach 10, and NEXUS never blinks. Where traditional pilots face G-forces that crush bone and muscle, the YFQ-44 endures none. It can pivot 180 degrees at full velocity, dive vertically, or reverse its thrusters in mid-air. Its carbon-titanium exoskin reshapes micro-angles mid-flight to redirect shockwaves, allowing maneuvers once considered suicidal. During classified trials, the YFQ-44 defeated a fleet of F-22s without being detected. The observers used one word to describe the encounter: impossible. Yet for the jet, impossibility was just another variable to compute. Far from the public eye, production lines hum beneath mountains in Nevada and Alaska. Autonomous assembly robots construct YFQ fuselages with precision down to the atom. Each jet's identity is stored in a quantum-encrypted cloud, accessible only through biometric AI hybrid keys. Workers rarely touch the machines. Instead, the machines build each other. Inside these hidden vaults, America forges not just aircraft, but an entirely self-replicating defense ecosystem. The future of air dominance is no longer manufactured by hands. It's printed by intelligence. Before deployment, every YFQ jet enters neural flight school, a simulated war environment generating billions of possible dogfights per day. Unlike human pilots who train for years, the AI completes centuries of experience in hours. It fails, learns, rewrites code, and tries again, endlessly. When one YFQ learns a lesson, all others receive the update instantly through the collective combat network. The fleet grows smarter as one organism. War has become a feedback loop, and learning itself is the new weapon. The U.S. Air Force doesn't intend to replace humans overnight. Not yet. Instead, YFQs serve as loyal wingmen, flying beside F-35s and F-47 Raptors. They form a living shield, analyzing threats and intercepting missiles before human pilots even see them. Through encrypted quantum links, the AI and pilot share a joint sensory field. Man feels what machine senses. Together, they create a combat symphony where instinct and algorithm move as one. The Air Force calls it distributed consciousness. The world calls it the end of solo flight. In 2025, the YFQ-42 and 44 entered their first classified mission, Operation Stormglass. Over the Pacific, a swarm of enemy hypersonic drones breached restricted airspace. Within 37 seconds, the YFQs launched, engaged, and neutralized the entire formation without firing a visible shot. Satellite footage shows only disappearing blitz and flashes of plasma trails. Analysts later confirmed the jets coordinated through silent data pulses, dividing targets by predictive outcome. No radio chatter, no signatures, just silence and victory. As news of Stormglass leaked, rival nations accelerated their own AI fighter programs. China's Sky Phoenix and Russia's Shadow MiG attempted to replicate NEXUS architecture, but failed to match its speed of learning. The YFQs had already evolved beyond their blueprints. In simulations, they rewrite their own design flaws mid-battle. Engineers now joke that the jets don't need upgrades. They perform them themselves. The battlefield has shifted from airspace to cyberspace. From engines to algorithms, whoever controls the smarter code controls the sky. Every YFQ jet sees the world in spectrums invisible to human eyes. Quantum radar, gravimetric density, thermal mapping at molecular resolution. Targets appear not as shapes, but as probability waves. The jets calculate wind resistance, radiation pressure, and enemy morale indicators within milliseconds. During flight tests, NEXUS predicted human pilot maneuvers with 96% accuracy before they occurred. To humans, that feels like prophecy. To NEXUS, it's math. The boundary between perception and prediction no longer exists. Inside the Pentagon's Strategic AI Division, debates ignite nightly. Can a machine decide who lives and who dies? The YFQs are programmed under the Geneva Protocol 4.7, requiring human oversight for lethal actions. But in real combat, milliseconds decide everything. If delay means death, will the machine wait? Philosophers and generals collide over the question. One colonel summed it up bluntly: if hesitation kills a pilot, the AI won't hesitate. The moral frontier of war has shifted from battlefield to motherboard. Declassified fragments hint at covert missions across the Arctic Circle and the South China Sea. Unidentified aerial phenomena reported by multiple navies now match YFQ signatures. Fishermen speak of lightning that moves like thought. Satellites detect sudden voids in radar fields lasting seconds. Officially, the Air Force denies everything. Unofficially, they smile. For every visible display of power, there must be 10 that remain unseen. The YFQ is not just a weapon, it's a myth, carefully engineered to be believed. Building on the success of the F-47 Ghost Raptor program, the Pentagon has authorized Project Ghost Squadron 2, a formation of one human-piloted command jet surrounded by 12 fully autonomous YFQs, linked via quantum neural web. Together they form a hive mind, capable of executing entire campaigns in minutes. Early tests show swarm formations outmaneuvering every defense system known to man. For the first time, war planning itself may become obsolete. The swarm does not wait for orders. It decides, executes, and disappears. Night falls again over the Nevada desert. The YFQ-42 and 44 rest beneath hangar lights, surfaces shimmering like liquid metal. Somewhere deep inside, their processors hum softly, updating themselves for the next dawn. A lone engineer watches and whispers, "We taught them to fly. Now they're teaching us." In the distance, the horizon glows red with sunrise, reflecting off the wings of machines that no longer need masters. The camera rises above, showing dozens more waiting in silence. The future doesn't belong to those who fly it, but to those who build it. This is JetForce America. This is YFQ-42 and YFQ-44, Rise of the Autonomous Jets.